Whether it's an RT-PCR test result, an antigen test result, or a saliva test result, we can all admit that bringing such a requirement before your check-in is such a hassle. Why not have the COVID-19 test done at the airport of destination when you arrive? I think many passengers would welcome such an arrangement. And lucky for them, that sort of thing is actually true for some places in the Philippines. In fact, there are actually 5 domestic destinations in the Philippines that offer test upon arrival at the airport to passengers of Philippine Airlines. This means that you do not have to bring with you a test result upon check-in because you will be required to undergo a COVID-19 test when you arrive at the airport of your destination. Watch the video to know about these places. Welcome to Denzi TV, your public service channel. Please subscribe to get important updates and hit the notification bell and select all so you will receive updates as they are posted. First on the list is Iloilo City. Locally stranded individuals, returning overseas Filipinos, and authorized persons outside of residence who are staying in Iloilo City for more than 24 hours, and persons on non-essential travel, as well as tourists traveling to Iloilo City, are required to undergo an RT-PCR test upon arrival at the airport. After the RT-PCR testing, individuals must observe strict self-quarantine until a negative RT-PCR test result is issued. The self-quarantine may be observed in either the following: at home, at hotels or accommodation establishments, or at the government quarantine facilities. Individuals who are confirmed COVID-19 positive shall comply with the instructions of local health authorities. So there you go, your first domestic destination that offers test upon arrival requirement, Iloilo City. Second on the list is Ozamiz City. If you are coming from Metro Manila, Cebu City, Cebu Province, or from any other COVID hotspot, you are required to undergo a rapid antigen testing. Okay? And this will be done upon arrival at the airport in the province of Misamis Occidental. The rapid antigen test shall be free of charge, but if you are in a hurry and you want to avoid delay, you can or you may opt to undergo an RT-PCR test at the LGU of origin and present the result, okay, upon your arrival at the airport. No traveler shall be required to undergo quarantine. However, upon arrival at the airport and after clinical and exposure assessment of the medical team, the passenger exhibits symptoms for COVID-19 infection and or tested positive in rapid antigen test, the passenger shall undergo quarantine pending release of the negative RT-PCR test result. Number 3 on the list is Pagadian City. If you are a non-APOR or an LSI, you are required to be swabbed for RT-PCR test upon entry into the city, regardless of the quarantine status of your place of origin. All passengers who took the RT-PCR test upon arrival will not be required to undergo a 14-day quarantine, and the test kit shall be borne out at the local government's expense if they give their number and exact complete address in the city for monitoring and contact tracing purposes. So if you give out your contact information, the test is free of charge. The swabbing will be held at the Pagadian City Airport for travelers who enter the city by plane and at the City Isolation Center in Barangay Santa Maria, Pagadian City for those who enter the city by land. So please take note of these requirements for Pagadian City. Number 4 is Catbalogan City. So if you are a passenger, this is for all inbound passengers entering Catbalogan City. All travelers arriving in the city coming from other regions of the country and from abroad shall be required to subject themselves to antigen testing to be administered by the City Health Office, subject to the following conditions. If the traveler will stay in Catbalogan City for more than 5 days, he or she will be subjected to antigen testing on the 5th day. So these are, I guess, for LSIs or returning residents because, of course, they are staying for more than 5 days. So while waiting for the said date, the traveler is mandated to strictly stay at home and lessen contact with other members of the family and community. If the traveler will stay in the city for only 5 days or less, so this must be the APURS, okay, he or she will be subjected immediately to antigen testing upon arrival. Fifth on the list, the last but not the least, is Negros Occidental. This is for all inbound passengers, so travel to the province of Negros Occidental for all purposes, including but not limited to business, essential service, leisure, and tourism, shall be open to the public, subject to the following requirements. So, except for government APUR, okay, based on the resolution of the IATF 98-A. And we will discuss that later. So for all inbound passengers, the rule is you have to submit to RT-PCR testing upon entry into the province. Okay, regardless of the destination upon arrival. So RT-PCR test will be the mandatory testing to be implemented, and all travelers shall be quarantined until their negative test results are released by DOH accredited molecular laboratories. COVID-19 swab tests and quarantine shall be for free at the expense of the provincial government of Negros Occidental. So that is the rule for all inbound passengers except government APUR, based on the provisions of the IATF Resolution 98-A. So according to the IATF Resolution 98-A for government APUR shall be allowed unimpeded travel to their destination as long as he or she can comply with the following requirements. A. Present valid IDs issued by the respective government agency. Present original or certified true copy of travel authority or travel order issued by the department secretary or his or her designated official. Pass the symptom screening at the port upon arrival, and in the case of public transport upon boarding, and strictly comply with the minimum public health standards. So based on this, the government APURs are exempted from the testing requirement. And those are the 5 domestic destinations in the Philippines with test upon arrival travel requirement via Philippine Airlines. So please take note of these places in your next travel. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the content of this channel, please remember to subscribe. And don't forget to check out all the other videos as well.